Hello everyone. Just gotta let the intro play itself, and then we'll do the usual. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the demo of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX. Hopefully today's stream we finish the demo. I mean, I don't think this demo is that long. I'm guessing it's to Skarmory boss, but I might be very incorrect there. It might just go to like before we have to do Mid Steel, so we'll see. So let's get started. I think every stream we're just gonna let the intro play itself, just because of nostalgia, and the theme is I just like what they did with the original. I like also what they did with this game too. So I think that's probably what we're gonna do. So I want to put some things in this storage box. I mean, then again, it doesn't really matter too much. You know what? Well. No. We're actually gonna store the dojo tickets, at least. I think we'll keep what we have on us for now. And as time goes on, and when the game finally comes out, I'll eventually get around to making proper setups, proper everything for when the game finally releases, so just that's something to note if you guys are wondering. Okay, Puccina, I would like you to join my team, but we can't yet, obviously. Mostly due to the fact that in this game you need the friend areas to recruit Pokemon, and you're limited. Okay, so we'll just do 6 Thunderwave Caves. Diglett. Oh. Huh. Okay. That makes sense storyline-wise. But that's definitely new compared to the originals, for sure. Which I don't think it really matters too much. These are sparkly. They are sparklies around the dungeoning. That's a sign that you get a lot of stuff. You can get almost twice the normal amount of money and a lot of treasure boxes. Well, we're gonna do a lot here anyway, so hallelujah. We'll grab everything. We'll just head back. We'll face this Mon. Come here. Sorry? There we go. I just need to get used to playing this game. Okay, so whenever you press A right by an enemy, it just does the best move possible. So if you want to race the turn, I guess you would have to turn away. So there isn't any more like A's, like a 5-point damage or higher with, I think, with gummies. Puccina is that? Go. I do not like you, mate. Go away. Yay! Lux box, which I think, depending upon the box, gives you certain items. And I know the reason why, unlike the other games, where you could, if I remember correctly, use money to open them. In this game, you don't have to because there's no such thing. I think it's usually with Rampados. But it's kind of nice that there's just like free items potentially, which I guess could make the game a lot easier. And then again, I would have to see, because I remember the originals being somewhat difficult depending upon which Pokemon you started out with, like what you ended up getting and what you chose for your partner. So yeah, I guess it just depends upon pretty much mostly that. So we'll see whenever we get around to the full version to see how easier it may end up becoming. Don't use. Come on, thank you, Snickerl. I've still yet to get a paralysis. Okay. So in this game, paralyze is really oof. Maybe not so much against bosses, but like it would kind of get it would suck if you got paralyzed. You just have to be careful not to. Okay. Yes, I would like to pick those up. Thank you. Another lip kid? No, I'm noticing that moves miss a lot in this game, which I think is kind of similar. I keep going back to previous games because I have played all of them, and you'll probably hear me say that a lot. But it's similar to at least the last two games, where a lot of moves pretty much had different accuracies compared to the original Pokemon series. Yay, we arrived. Okay, where is he on the map? Oh, he's below us, okay. That's cool, I guess. We'll just grab the items and get the heck out of here. Nice. Good girl. Let's grab the box. Let's get out of here. Okay. There's anything else. Let's do it. Let's So simple and easy. I think in the originals, I know like at least the first set of jobs was one of the first dungeon, the 3rd Thunderwave Cave. But maybe because it's demo and it's how they programmed it, I think it's more or less to the end of, like, right now, it's 3 Wonderwave Cave and 1 of Peterbrook Forest? No, I'm thinking Gen 3. The first dungeon. I'm just gonna call it the first dungeon for now. I can't believe I already forgot the first dungeon name. Okay. Bank Orb and Reset Orb. Okay, so I'm guessing the Bank Orb takes all your money and puts it in the bank. If you're in a dungeon, obviously. Dungeon part's obvious. The bank part, I might be incorrect on that. Assuming if at the end of the demo ends here. Did we do good today? Let's go tonight. Yep. See you, bruh. Like, this could be a very short stream. I'm gonna be honest. Because this is all I have planned for today. Again? Am I dreaming again? Yes, you are. It's that Pokemon again. Oh, they're talking to me. I can't hear them clearly. What are they saying? It's shaking. An earthquake? It's getting worse. For a dream, this feels strangely real, but the next. Wake up, bruh. Hello. Hello, you're Zakem, aren't you? Oh, you can't see us. Of course. How very rude of us. We're pleased to meet you. We are Duck Trio. Last night, during that earthquake, our child, Diglett, was attacked. Huh? Diglett? He was whisked away to the peak of a tall mountain. We couldn't possibly climb somewhere so high up. That is why we must call upon you for your help, Zakem. Diglett was abducted by a Pokemon named Skarmory. It's a vitally vicious ruffian. Please do be careful. Please, we need your help. We must go. Indeed. That was so sudden. There was no time to even say no. But I'm concerned to hear that Diglett has been kidnapped. It's too bad. I better go. Dun, 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 dun. Good morning, Zakem. Huh? You were just asked to go on a rescue mission? Yes. Our child Diglett was kidnapped. He was taken to Mid-Steel Summit. Please, we need your help. Bye-bye. She's like, I need your help. Deuces. Okay. Wait. Diglett was the one digging holes here, right? This kidnapping is worrisome. Let's go. That's it for the... Okay, so no, we are not gonna be getting to Mid-Steel for the demo. Okay, so it is gonna be a short stream today. I didn't say anything when it came to like how long the stream was. I was guessing we were gonna get to Mid-Steel. We were gonna deal with Skarmory, and after that was gonna be the demo. But I guess that's it. That's it for the demo. I guess nothing else to say. Let's see if there's anything else after it. That's it for the demo version. You can play further in the full game. You can look around the town freely, which is not as much to explore that's different, but I get what they're trying to say. If you guys are wondering, yes, I did buy the game. We just have to wait around until March 6th of 2020. So go to the main menu, choose others from the mix menu, and then save and go to the main menu. Ah. Gotcha, so they won't allow you to... Oh, so they won't even allow you to do anything else. Okay. So you have to go back into your main house and save and exit. Gotcha. So, I don't think there's really much else we can do. I mean, I don't think they'll allow us to do Mojito. Maybe. They may allow us to do some, but only with the tickets that we got. Aside from that, I mean, then again, I think the dojo is just like auto experience. So I don't think there's nothing much else except, well, this. So it was a fun little demo. I didn't know how long or how far they were going to get. It's kind of nice to know that it's pretty much before you go and save Diglett. And on the main game, they give you ample time to do what you want before going to the next boss, so it's kinda nice. So there's time to train if need be, which I don't know. Like, this game, I feel like it's gonna be a lot easier than the original one, mostly due to the fact that you can switch to your partner Pokemon that has its own full belly. There's that to consider. Then also the possibility to get a lot of good items. I don't know, I feel like this game's a lot easier, especially at the beginning, just giving us a lot of good moves, which I think was similar to Super Mystery Dungeon. I mean, at least one of the Mystery Dungeons did the same deal, it was like the latest ones. I think it was actually the last game that did the same similar thing. And there's a lot of similarities from the, at least Super Mystery Dungeon, or, what's up, Genus? Welcome to the stream. Is there something wrong? Yeah, like, for me, with Bulbasaur, I started out with Seed Bomb, Sludge, Vine Whip, and Tackle. In the original games, if I had Bulbasaur, because I got Bulbasaur a lot, so I still kind of get him. I got him again, ironically enough. But Bulbasaur in the original started out with only Tackle and Growl. For Cyndaquil, which we ended up choosing the partner for, only started out with, I think, Tackle and Tail Whip. So that's kind of just shows you, because he ended up getting Quick Attack, Ember, Double Kick, and whatever. Now, it could just be the demo. That could be the deal. But I think Super Misty Dungeons started out similar, where you got somewhat decent moves for the main story characters like you and your partner. So I feel like that, plus the option to switch to your partner that has his own belly system, might be a little... It would make the game a little too easy. Like, if I'm gonna be all honest. And that's just me saying that from playing the original games. I mean, then again, the originals, there are some parts of the game that were very difficult depending upon the Pokemon you ended up choosing, or what you got, if you decided to go with it. Especially Bulbasaur. Like, when we get around, we'll see when we get around to Mid Blaze. But I remember Pharaoh kicking my arse a lot in the originals when I had Bulbasaur. It just kind of like one-shotted. So, we'll see when we get around in this game, see how difficult it is, when it starts to ramp up. I do know that in this game, Execute brought out a bombshell sniped, and let's say, I don't remember, it was that, you probably already experienced it before we played this demo. I forgot what the move was, but it seems like it's a long-range hitting, multi-hit attack that I don't think would have killed, but did a lot of damage. So there could be some things that they changed that could make the game a lot harder when you get further into the game compared to the original. So who knows? I remember in the original, I got Marchop and Low Kick. It was really good for bosses. I remember playing Marchop before, and I remember I didn't go far with it. But I do remember at least recruiting Tyrogue, because that's one of the bonuses of choosing Machamp, is you can recruit Tyrogue as a friend, so you don't have to wait until post-game. Because depending on the Pokemon you actually get and who you choose as a partner determines like what friend areas you get that are post-game, you can get instantly for free. So because of that aspect, I don't know how much is going to be the same or similar. The demo doesn't get to that point. The demo stops before Mid-Steel, which I was like, oh, this is going to be a short stream. Holy cow. Which it is. I just recently just got there, so that's why we're at the main menu. Genius. But, yeah. I mean, for me right now, it's mostly nostalgia. I'll see, and we'll see how difficult the game gets. I wished they kept the Makuhito Dojo the same, but I guess, in a way, they made it easier, because the main point of the dojo was to level up. So in this game, it's a little bit different. You can't just grind mindlessly all the time, which might suck. But you get tickets, and I mean they're limited, but who knows how good they are. I didn't really touch the bronze tickets, so who knows. I'm not gonna really try to train. I'll just go as I go, and if I need to train, we'll train whenever the game fully releases. But yeah, who knows. I played Blue Rescue Team. So going to the story of my past, I ended up eventually getting both of them. I first played Red Rescue Team. My grandparents gave me a gift card, like I think a Walmart gift card. I got it from Walmart. And back then I think Game Boy games were like less than $20 or less than $20. So I ended up getting it in like 2007, 2008. So I kind of pretty much bought the games. I think it might have been sometime in 2006. I actually got the Red Rescue Team round. I don't think I've been around the release date because I remember watching a trailer about it, and that's how I knew about it. But, or maybe it was after I had the game and I saw the trailer. I'm not too sure anymore. But I knew I got it around 2006 or 2007. And then sometime in 2010s, I eventually got the Blue Rescue Team, which someone hacked or played the game or hacked the game to have like max money, and it almost soft locks you in place, not being able to do anything. So the only way is you to faint in a dungeon, so you can take the money out, so you could do stuff. Because this person was trying to make a copy where like you couldn't do anything. You could just reset the game, or you could just die multiple times to lose money. But whatever the case, yeah, I do have both versions. I would play Blue version on stream if it wasn't for the fact that I don't have a capture card. As simple as that. So we are going to be raiding around to the 6th of March. Technically it was the 6th, but not 6 months. It's March. March 6, 2020. I might be incorrect on the date. I'm positive on the date. Who knows? But I will be playing on stream. We will be starting off from where I left off. As you can see, Zekam is my Bulbasaur that I ended up with. Kind of funny with the first episode. First live stream. You should check it out whenever you guys get the chance if you haven't already. Partner is Monday. Reference to a mobile game that we played that we had a female partner. We decided to name her Monday, so that's a reference to that. As well as I just randomly, I like Google pretty much choose the gender on that one. And then Pokepeeps is the guild team name, pretty much from Discord, obviously. The original name they gave you in the original games were Pokepals, which is something I have to clarify for the last live stream. I said Pokepeeps. It was actually Pokepals, but the Pokepeeps is derived from Pokepals. In this game, it wasn't. I am sad that they decided to go with Ribbon something. Stupid name. But I kind of wish that they kept with the whole Pokepals things from the original games. Because in the original games, it wasn't about having a ribbon signifying that you were in a rescue team. It was the fact that you had the badge with the rescue team. And it was mostly that the team was full of Pokemon that were pals with each other. That was the main kind of theme of the team that they try to place upon it. And you can decide to keep with it or not. So that's why it's Pokepeeps for multiple different ways and angles. But yeah, most of this time was just going through the text and just going through the beginning of the questions. Since I will know mostly what ends up happening, I could probably train at certain points, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see how the game is when it fully releases, because there might be a lot of differences that I'll be surprised with it. For instance, Diglett Tunnel. So in the story, Diglett digs from the Devil's post office. We're just gonna. There's a reference to it. A Pelipper being the devil, from a different Pokemon YouTuber. You probably could figure it out who I'm talking about. But there's a tunnel there that connects to pretty much the area where your house is, and that's a new thing they added in. I think it's mostly a demo thing. It might not be a demo thing. It might be just a fast travel method to the bulletin board. It could be that too. I don't know. Whatever may be the case, we'll see when we get around to the full release. But it's a kind of a nice little addition. I mean, then again, there's really not much any loading screens except getting into the, like, the whole town is one section, along with your house. Okay, I'll show you. So in the story, when Diglett first arrives, he makes this hole, and remember how he says he hasn't patched it up because he doesn't know how to? If you walk close to it, it teleports you instantly to the Devil's Post Office. And it's something I figured out in today's stream, and I was like, oh, okay. Because I found it there, and you can, it's pretty much a fast travel. Which, the only need is to just skip this loading screen, which is pretty much the same time. And all of this is pretty much like one area, which is one little nice thing too, because this used to be, loading points. Like, for here, the dojo to the main town, from the main town to the lake waterfall area, which it's all one secret area, which is cool. It's just that I don't know if it was necessary to have it there. I guess you're kind of skipping 2 loading points, actually. Never mind, you are skipping 2. So it's instantly to the bulletin board, which is a nice little addition. Also, I guess we could grab these missions. Even though we can't play anymore, we can grab the missions. But yeah. So this is what I'm talking about when it comes to the Diglett holes. You can instantly teleport to from your home base to the bulletin board. But yeah, that's one addition to this game that I don't think it's necessary, and I don't think I would really bother with it much. But it's there if I want to grind up experience and do missions and get more points to rank up. So I guess that's one thing to note, is you can is a faster way to get to the bulletin board if need be. But I'm not gonna bother with too much unless I'm trying to grind points by doing bulletin boards. Then I probably would use it, but that's a certain situation of that. And I guess it's there if you don't want to go into the town square, you just want to get to the bulletin board and then get straight into the dungeon. So it's there if you want to use it. But aside from that, yeah, I actually like what they did with the game. It's pretty much if the games were released today. This is how the games would work. Which is, I like what they did with it. Like, I like what the direction they took with it. And I think these are a little bit different than the originals. They added a little bit more to the Pokemon themselves, but they're very similar to the original normal artwork background artwork. There we go. Anyway, I think that pretty much covers everything. Like, I talked about last stream who I think all the bosses are going to be. At least, I think for the main story, it's going to be Skarmory, Gengar, I'm guessing it's probably going to go to Zapdos, obviously. Actually, it would be Zapdos, then Moltres, Articuno, maybe Ninetales, but I don't see that being a point. Could be, but I could see the Mankey trio that helps you, spoiler alert, upgrade your base. So we'll see if any additions are there for that. Then to Groudon, then Rayquaza. So up to that point. So we'll see. I don't know how I feel about them shouting the name of their attacks. Is that more of a Pikachu thing? Because I didn't recognize that at all. I thought it sounded familiar to the original games. Maybe it's an option? I'm not sure. I mean, I can't test it now because I can't go into dungeons anymore. It doesn't allow me to. But I mean, I need to look into that more and see if that's the case. 'Cause that's weird. Oh yeah. Okay, I get what you're saying. Like when you use an attack they shout it out. Well, it says shout it out, but it's like a bubble that appears in front of them, on top of them. True. I guess it's more of a... I think I know what you're talking about. In the dungeons, it's like a bubble mark of exaggeration. They don't actually say it sound-wise, but it says like above them in the game, in their like artwork in the dungeon. And I think I know what. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what you're talking about. I guess the only use for it is to figure out what the opponent has. That's about it. Like I'm not too sure. It doesn't really distract to me from the game. Maybe it does for other people, but yeah, it doesn't bother me as much. It really doesn't. But I do get what you're trying to get at. You can't try this in the demo version. You can try it in the full game, yes. But it sucks. We have to wait until March 6th, man. Alright, let's say it which sounds like... Sounds. A bubble is awkward. Like... Okay, so them saying bubble, and it's just like, would you really blow bubbles and say something like that? Oh, but yeah, I get what you say. I don't think they're really saying it, like actually, like saying it, like in the game. Like if somehow I was a Pokemon and you somehow a camera from the real world is watching me as a Pokemon. I don't think they're trying to say is like they're saying that move. I think it's just letting the viewer know that, hey, that's what the movie used. So if that wasn't the movie you used, something went wrong, you need to figure it out situation, you know? I don't know. It's one of those, like, is it really necessary? I get where you're getting at. The only practical helpfulness, like, the only thing that's really good about it is just to figure out what the opposing Pokemon has. And that's about it. But aside from that, I'm trying to think of anything else to note of or talk about. Because I talked about a lot of the past games when talking about this game. And I noticed I did that a lot in the dungeons. Like comparing it to at least the latest 2 entries. Because this game takes a lot from Super Mystery Dungeon, and a little bit from Gates. I know the whole level up system for moves started with Gates to Infinity, but a lot of what I'm seeing mechanic-wise seems to come from Super Mystery Dungeon, especially the whole Mega Evolution thing. I could easily see that being one of those question mark moves, so who knows? But yeah, like, there's a lot of things to this game that makes it easier than the last game, or at least a lot easier than other Mystery Dungeon games, so I'm curious to see how they balance it out. Maybe, I'd have to check, but maybe hunger goes down faster? I mean, there's a lot of additional things that can reduce your hunger a lot more, like pushing Pokemon, or you have to forcefully switch your Pokemon. I guess with that addition, compared to the originals, might make up for the fact that you have 2 different full hunger for 2 different Pokemon you can switch to. So it's just something to think about, you know? I know Link moves are in this game because of Goblin, so there's that to consider for hunger, so I guess it just depends. It may be really good, because I remember in some dungeons, like, having the opportunity to get more hunger is life or death, pretty much. So, especially mostly post-game, there are some of the main story dungeons, more so like the dungeon for Groudon, where having more hunger might be very helpful for players. But mostly I'm thinking post-game, where really having like multiple different Pokemon might be really more beneficial to you than the originals. just because you can switch between Pokemon for hunger. I'm curious to see if this game takes the Super Mystery Dungeon Legendary formula, where if it's a big Pokemon, it's multiple tiles that it's on, and counts as the Pokemon, than just a single tile. And if that's the case, I think in the game they say you can only bring one of them in Super Mystery Dungeon, so that could apply to this game maybe with some of the legendaries. Well, I don't. Assuming it gets to only Gen 3, there's only several legendaries that would be the case for. Not a lot, but there'd be some. Mostly Groudon, Kyurker, and Rayquaza is the only ones I could think of that might fit that, assuming they do that. But then, well, there's also Onix and Steelix too. Which you can, because going back to the originals, there is a chance that you could do a bulletin board request that gives you friend areas. So it's whenever we do play this game in the future, it's just something to keep note of, or if you're playing it, that there are some bulletin board only areas. Like the only way to get certain friend areas is by doing the bulletin board. So it's just something to keep in mind of, assuming they do this game too, which I'm guessing they will. I know the friend areas are in this game, obviously, especially since I saw a screenshot of Wigglytuff, and it's the Wigglytuff friend area shop, and it's still there. And I'm assuming it's there because you can go to the left. You can't go there because your partner says this isn't a dungeon, but at least I'm guessing the friend areas are back in this game. I don't think they would take those out. I mean, if they take them out, that gives you more freedom of how many Pokemon you can get per Pokemon. Because that's the one thing the originals that I liked and disliked. It's like a love-hate relationship, is you're limited to the amount of Pokemon you can recruit. But you had to get certain friend areas to recruit certain Pokemon. So you had to use the money to get friend areas, but there's only ways to get certain Pokemon. I know legendaries, there's certain legendaries you have to buy the friend area. And some legendaries, you have to pretty much recruit the legendary themselves to get the friend area. So it just depends upon the legendary. I remember that there's a friend area for Onix and Steelix that you can only get from Bulletin Board. There is the Bagon, Shogun, and Salamence friend area you can only get from Bulletin Board. There might be a few others I can't think of right now on top of my head that might be in the game, in the originals anyway. So we'll have to see when we get around to it, because all the Pokemon in the game are recruitable. There are just certain instances like Kecleon and Spinda where you have to get a certain Pokemon beforehand, or it's just really tough. Like Kecleon is really stupidly tough. Like you have to be like in-game with everything, a certain Pokemon, and a certain setup just to recruit Kecleon in the originals. It's crazy. I've seen a YouTube video of someone doing it. Aside from Kecleon, Spinda, I think from what I've heard, you have to recruit Ho-Ho first before you speak to Spinda again. Because if you don't, you miss Spinda. So yeah, there's a lot of things to gotta get your brain back into thinking again with this game. Aside from Spinda, I think everything else you could do whatever you want to. You just gotta be careful with Spinda. You have to get through the 3 dungeons before you get to Ho-Ho, and you have to recruit Ho-Ho. Which I know in some situations to get to certain dungeons you need HMs just from a dungeon. I mean, there's a lot to talk about, but I'm not gonna talk about it yet to the full exact point until the game releases, and if the game is similar to the originals. We'll see. They might have changed some things to make it a lot easier or a lot harder. So we'll just have to wait and see, pretty much. Whew. But I think that's gonna be it. There's nothing I also want to talk about, just mostly due to the fact of the game isn't fully out yet, so there could be a lot of differences from the originals. But I also will try to keep you guys up to what I remember from the originals and see the key differences between the originals and this remake. Which I gotta say, I think mostly due to nostalgia, but holy hell, I'm ready for these games to be released. Every stream, I'm just gonna let the intro play. Every stream, because the intro is, as always, OG and really good. I love what they did. There was one thing I don't like about this intro, is I don't think, because in the originals, when you eventually got to certain points, the Pokemon in the originals would go up to Pelipper, and then Pelipper would fly off. In this game, that doesn't happen. So there's just, I guess, a few things to note that is different. But at that point, they would have to have so many different intros for the same intro, depending upon you and your partner. So that's probably why they didn't do it. But just one difference from the intro when you launch the game, which I still like. We're still gonna play the very beginning of each stream whenever this game goes live. So, aside from that, yeah, that is gonna be it for today's live stream. I don't know if you guys want to speak anything else about the game or what your thoughts are. I'm really excited to play the game when the game releases. I can't honestly say everything about this game yet because it could change, or there could be new additions, and maybe there will eventually be a balance to how easy this game is, because right now, with what I see, this game is a lot easier than the originals. Hands down, a lot easier than the originals, mostly due to the fact of moves can level up to be better. The hunger system is back, but with the additions of later game apples, big apples, and such, you can switch to different Pokemon, and you have a different hunger system. So that just makes it tons easier. So it kind of ruins the purpose of hunger. Like, I probably could get through the harder dungeons and not worry about doing anything with hunger. It could be that easy. Who knows? I might be incorrect. There's a lot of things to know when it comes to hunger. I know in Super Misty Dungeon, you could do Link moves, which did reduce that specific Pokemon, but yeah, post-game dungeons, the originals were brutal. True. Yes. They were. They definitely were. Like, for me, my go-to in the originals was after I beat the game. Recruit Articuno, get Powder Snow, and grind the hell out of it. Because if you get to certain levels, you could just OHKO everything on that exact room with ease if there's multiple Pokemon, especially with monster houses and the advanced one where like the whole dungeon is one room and all the Pokemon, and it's like a monster room. I think it's called a monster house in the originals, but that's like very late game, post game. So you won't experience it in the original main storyline at all in the original dungeons, but you will definitely find it in the post game dungeons. If you even call it post game. Like, you could argue that the main game and the post game, post game would be the second game. Like, end game is probably more of a trap, but yeah, there is one that you start level 1. There's like 2 to 3 dungeons in the original that started at level 1. One of them that has Jirachi. You have to face Jirachi. 2, a boss. At whatever level you get there too. I know some people did certain strats for it. And there's another one I don't remember which dungeon it was, but some random dungeon that I don't think had really any purpose to it. But mostly those dungeons, I think, go up to like floor 99. So you pretty much start from scratch, but whatever Pokemon you brought with. I don't remember now. I don't remember the full details. There might be some things I might be incorrect. Excuse me, about? I mean, I think moves stay the same. No. I think in later games, the moves got reset to your level 1 moves. I think was the case? I'm not sure anymore. I just remember seeing, ironically, several weeks ago, of someone going through all the bosses in the original games, and then they just released this bombshell, so it's like, okay. But yeah, there's a lot of things in the originals that I did not know about, because I didn't get that far. And I think it's mostly due to the fact of gummies, because with gummies, you could literally make whatever Pokemon you're using overpowered to the point that even boss Pokemon can't do anything against you. Like, boss Pokemon, the hardest bosses in the game, that try to attack you only do 1 damage. Kind of broken levels in the originals. So it's like, if you really take the time to do that, you'll be surprised of what you can accomplish in the originals. But that's if you do that. Which I don't know if we will. But at least, my main goal is at least to get through a lot of this game, post-game as well. Main game, post-game. Try to recruit as many legendaries as I can. Try to see the differences between the games, and see the goods, the bads, what they changed, if it was good or bad. And at the very end, of course, I'll let you know my thoughts. But so far, I'm liking it. It's very original to the... It's very, very, very close to the original games. There's some slight differences, like Butterfree gives you different rewards. It gives you a tiny Reviver Seed, which was in the games, in the originals at that point. In the originals, she gave you money, an Oranberry, a Pecha Berry, and I think an Orb. But in these games, money, a Pekka Berry, I think it's technically a Pekka Berry, not Pecha Berry, and a tiny Reviver Seed. And I think that's about it. So, just differences like that. So, aside from that, yeah, I'm gonna stop blabbering, because I think we're gonna talk hours upon hours, or minutes upon minutes, just talking about this game, even though it's not fully out yet. So we are gonna end it off here. Like I said, we will be playing the main game when it releases on March 6th of 2020. So hopefully I'll see you guys then. Aside from that, if you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a like and subscribe / follow. In the description below is Discord, so do please go check it out. And if you play Pokemon games, you can get the Poke Peeps World, which is ironically what I did for the guild name, and it just works out so well. To be honest, who expected the remake? Like, I know the community wanted this game as a remake, and it happened. It's kind of crazy this year already for Pokemon. But yes, next stream, maybe shiny hunting in Sword, or it could be Valkyria Chronicles 4. I'll let you guys know about what I decide to do. I'm thinking it's gonna be Valkyria Chronicles 4, because I've been wanting to play that game. It was a planned game to play, but then this popped out of nowhere. So, and also we still have Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC to worry about. We still have Fire Emblem 3 Houses DLC Wave 3 to worry about. We have Pokemon DLC on around the end of June to worry about now. There is so much things that I have, like, I want to get around to. So, who knows? I think it's going to be Valkyria Chronicles 4 next. then probably back to Kingdom Hearts 3, then on and so forth. I'll let you guys know what we end up going on from then. But, like I said, I'll let you guys know on Discord. But until then, thank you all for joining. Have a nice day. This was going to be a short stream, but me just rambling on about stuff didn't make it. So, anyway, I'm going to quiet now. I'm just going to let you guys have the rest of the day. Do whatever you want. However it is. Hopefully it's a nice one. And I'll see you guys in the next live stream, which could be tomorrow, or could be Sunday. But until then, peace.